Spear One Productions. We're not just party planners, we are relationship facilitators. Our customers depend on us creating events that help them get closer to their clients. So we have to make sure we understand their marketing strategy, their positioning objectives, meaning the position they want to occupy in the minds of their customers, and the decision cycles of their buyers. We facilitate the relationships they have with their customers. We have relational partnerships at a minimum with our buyers, though we strive for strategic partnerships. We want to make sure that the events we plan to fit into their marketing programs, so there's no confusion in their customers' minds as to who they are and what they represent. The meaning that our signage for the event has to support the positioning objectives, has to tie into whatever marketing campaign it is run, and has to fit with how their salespeople sell. We work very closely with their advertising agency to make sure that the graphics are exactly right, which includes simple things like having a slogan right on the napkin at a cocktail party. We also work a lot with charitable and nonprofit organizations because our clients co-sponsor events with these organizations. For example, Microsoft is one of our clients and they sponsor the Philadelphia Orchestra. So we do a lot of coordinating with Microsoft events with the Philadelphia Orchestra concerts, making sure that Microsoft's marketing objectives are met while the Philadelphia Orchestra gets what they want to. I understand how important it is to you to ensure that you meet the needs not only of your clients, but the needs of their clients and partners. Strategic partnerships are important to ensure not only the success of Spear One Productions, but creating relationships with your clients for future events. Making sure that you understand their positioning objectives helps grow trust and confidence in what you do to help drive the success of their marketing efforts. In this scenario, if I focus so much on body language or listening to jargon, I could potentially miss important key points for Spear One Productions, and in turn failing to help meet their needs. By listening and assessing the needs of the buyer, in this case, I'm able to identify what their business consists of, what their goal is, and the type of long-term objective is. Such as facilitating and building relationships, not only with their customers, but their partners as well. Case 2. We work with the biggest and best retail chains. We work directly with a lot of real estate divisions of retail chains all across the country. These aren't just fashion chains. It also includes restaurants, dry cleaners, banks, you name it. We even work with dental care chains, optometry chains, and chain of legal advice centers. All of these companies have site selection teams that review site plans, shopping centers, and so forth. They look at traffic patterns such as numbers of people who drive by a location, in what direction, and what time of day, and what day of the week, geodemographics, and other factors to make sure that our location serves their market. We also work with smaller local real estate agents. They have clients who need space too. Sometimes we'll respond to RFP, but most often we send out site proposals that detail what space is available, what we're looking for in a tenant, and other important information. We also spend a lot of time with the site selection teams of major chains because we're usually pitching multiple properties on a regular basis to them as they can expand. We want to understand their needs as best as we can so we can match them up with the right property. I can see how proud you are to be part of McLean Properties Real Estate, and they are very lucky to have you. I see the important work that goes into researching these locations before deciding on a location. Ensuring that you meet the needs and fulfill every requirement placed by your client makes a difference on how they will proceed with this deal. To help meet the needs of not only your larger clients, but also the smaller clients, it's important to minimize the time you spend trying to pitch these locations to them while finding the right place. Focusing on the body language may interfere with the ability to pitch the idea to this customer because they already feel that working with the biggest and best retail chains is great. So I could seem intimidated by dealing with such a successful business if I don't have the knowledge around what is important and beneficial to them. Listening to what their ultimate goal is and helping match a solution rather than feeling intimidated by how successful or the type of clients that they may have. By addressing their needs, it will be much easier to overcome the intimidation while still helping meet their needs. Case 3. We make paper products like cups, plates, napkins, and other products that are sold through distributors to a variety of customers. Our clients range from restaurants, caterers, institutional cafeterias, such as universities and prisons, to government agencies. We are the second largest paper product makers of North America, with operations also in Europe and Asia. While some complain that our products, the reality is that polystyrene foam, which you may not know, is basically foam that insulates better than paper. Furthermore, compared with many other materials, polystyrene comprises a small percentage of both the total municipal solid waste generated and disposed of. And one can't forget that because biodegradation can lead to the release of harmful methane gas, which can contaminate groundwater, it's actually preferable to place non-biodegradable rather than biodegradable products in landfills. Our customers are really concerned about how much money they make per sale. Turnover is important, but so much of that is a function of the construction industry that they worry more, I think, about how much they make on each sale and whether their price is competitive. So I'd say margins are a big thing. Of course, we also help with training so that they can upsell. If they can move a buyer from a wire feed welder to a stick welder, then we've already made money. So we help with that. I can see that margins and turnovers are important to your customers. You also consider that your product called polystyrene foam is actually better than for the environment than biodegradable products in landfills, and you have had great success in North America. Jargon such as margins and turnover may not be known terms to clients, which could potentially lead them to tuning out and stop listening. The body language showing that things need to be explained slower could also lead to the salesperson being more defensive than receptive to the information being shared by the customer. Staying composed and listening and understanding rather than tuning out when the customer starts to dumb it down for me to understand what their goal is.